Hard times do not build character, they reveal it. That truth can feel uncomfortable, especially when life presses hard. Yet throughout history, wisdom traditions have pointed to the same lesson. Storms are not signs of weakness, but invitations to discover strength you didn't know you had. If you are facing resistance, pause before asking why me. Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? The Stoics believed adversity is a mirror, not a punishment. As Epictetus said, circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him. Don't rush growth. Endurance is built slowly. Quiet persistence often matters more than loud confidence. You don't need to feel strong to be strong. Read this not as motivation, but as grounding. Let it steady you. The storm may be loud, but your soul is deeper. Hardships do not arrive by accident, nor do they come merely to wound or weaken you. They arrive as part of the great rhythm of life, the same rhythm that brings growth through resistance and strength through strain. The Stoics understood this deeply. They did not see adversity as a curse or a cosmic injustice, but as a necessary proving ground, an arena in which character is revealed and refined. What you face is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to show you what already lives within you. Epictetus reminded us that difficulty shows what men are. This is not a statement of cruelty, but of truth. Calm waters do not reveal the strength of a ship's hull, nor does still air test the wings of a bird. In the same way, comfort cannot show you the measure of your soul. Only resistance can do that. When the storm rises, it is not announcing your weakness. It is inviting you to discover your depth. Pain has a way of distorting perception. In moments of hardship, it often feels as though the struggle itself is evidence of failure, as though difficulty is proof that you are not enough. But this is a misunderstanding born of exhaustion, not reality. The presence of struggle does not mean you are losing. Often it means you are exactly where growth takes place. Strength is not the absence of pressure. It is the ability to remain upright beneath it. The Stoics trained themselves to separate what they could control from what they could not. External events, the storm, the loss, the delay, the betrayal, belong to the world. Your response belongs to you. This distinction is the foundation of inner freedom. You may not command the winds, but you command your stance. You may not silence the thunder, but you can decide whether it will shatter you or sharpen you. Endurance is a quiet virtue. It does not announce itself with grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It shows itself in the simple refusal to quit. It is the decision to take another step when enthusiasm has faded, when hope feels thin, and when the outcome remains uncertain. Endurance does not demand certainty. It only requires commitment to remain present. We often mistake confidence for loudness. We imagine strength as bravado, as unshakable optimism, as the ability to feel fearless at all times. But true strength is far subtler. It is the willingness to move forward even while afraid. It is the courage to act without applause. It is the discipline to continue when no one is watching and no immediate reward is promised. Faith in yourself does not always feel like belief. Sometimes it feels like persistence in the absence of belief. Sometimes it is nothing more than staying upright when every part of you wants to collapse. And yet, this quiet persistence is one of the highest forms of victory. To remain standing is not a small thing. It is evidence that the storm has not claimed you. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action, and what stands in the way becomes the way. This insight reframes hardship entirely. The obstacle is not a detour from your path, it is the path. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone capable of meeting the next one. Nothing is wasted unless you refuse to learn from it. You are not defined by how comfortable your life becomes, but by how you conduct yourself when comfort is stripped away. Ease reveals preferences. Difficulty reveals principles. In hardship, values cease to be abstract ideas and become lived realities. Integrity, patience, humility, courage, these are not proven in theory, but in strain. There will be moments when you feel shaken. This is natural. Trees bend in strong winds not because they are weak, but because flexibility is part of survival. Feeling shaken does not mean you are broken. It means you are human, responsive, alive. What matters is that you remain rooted, that you do not uproot yourself in panic or despair. Resilience is not numbness. It does not mean ignoring pain or pretending it does not exist. On the contrary, resilience requires honesty. It requires acknowledging the weight you carry without allowing that weight to define you. You can admit that something is hard without concluding that it is unbearable. You can grieve without surrendering your future. The Stoics did not deny emotion. They disciplined it. They understood that emotions are signals, not rulers. Fear may warn you of danger, but it should not dictate your identity. Sadness may acknowledge loss, but it should not erase meaning. Anger may signal injustice, but it should not consume reason. Mastery lies not in suppression, but in governance. When you are tested, remember that nothing external can touch the core of who you are unless you grant it permission. Reputation, wealth, status, and circumstance are all borrowed things. They come and go. Your character, however, is yours. It is shaped by choice, reinforced by habit, and revealed under pressure. Protect it fiercely. Do not rush yourself through hardship as though endurance were a race. Strength grows at its own pace. Some lessons require time, repetition, and patience. You are not late. You are not failing because the storm has lasted longer than you expected. You are learning how deep your roots truly go. There is dignity in persistence. There is honor in continuing without guarantees. Even when the outcome is unclear, the act of standing firm carries its own meaning. It says, I am still here. I am still choosing. I am still engaged with life. This alone is a form of triumph. Remember that you are not required to feel powerful in order to be powerful. Many of history's strongest individuals acted while uncertain, tired, and afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to let fear have the final word. Strength is not always felt. It is demonstrated. The storm will pass. Storms always do. But what remains afterward is shaped by how you endured it. Each hardship leaves behind a residue of wisdom if you allow it. You emerge with sharper judgment, deeper empathy, and a clearer sense of what truly matters. These are not small gains. They are the foundations of a grounded life. When you doubt yourself, return to the evidence. You are still standing. You have survived days you once thought you would not. You have adapted, adjusted, and endured more than you give yourself credit for. The past is not just a record of pain. It is a record of survival. Stand firm, not because you feel invincible, but because you are committed. Stand firm, not because the storm is gentle, but because your soul is resilient. You do not need to overpower life. You need only to meet it with steadiness, honesty, and resolve. In this stance, quiet, persistent, unyielding, you discover a truth the Stoics understood well. The storm is never stronger than the soul that refuses to surrender its character. And in that refusal, you win, even before the skies clear.